Course in Miracles Live. We are going through the workbook of A Course in Miracles workbook lessons, day by day, moment by moment with Jesus, unwinding from the self the ego made, the personality self, the mask of persona, and the belief in an external world that surrounds this body self, and opening up to the Christ self within, the kingdom of heaven within that Jesus has spoken about. And he taught us, demonstrated it 2,000 years ago, and he leads us right now in this great awakening to know reality, to know God, to know our Creator, to know our source with certainty of identity as Christ. So we are going through the review lessons. There's a review section where it's in the workbook, part 1, review 3. Today is lesson 113. For morning and evening review, I am one Christ self, united with my Creator. Serenity and perfect peace are mine because I am one Christ self, completely whole, at one with all creation and with God. Salvation comes from my one Christ self. From my one Christ self whose knowledge still remains within my mind, I see God's perfect plan for my salvation perfectly fulfilled. On the hour, I am one Christ self, united with my Creator. On the half hour, salvation comes from my one Christ self. Beautiful review reminders. And I went to the search program for A Course in Miracles and typed in 2 words, oneself. And these are helping us remember our lesson for today as we go through the day. From chapter 5, section 4, if you are part of God and the sonship is one, you cannot be limited to the self the ego sees. The one, created by his Father, is wholly self-encompassing and self-extending. That's from chapter 20, section 6. This is from the section, the Temple of the Holy Spirit. The meaning of the Son of God lies solely in his relationship with his Creator. If it were elsewhere, it would rest on contingency, but there is nothing else. And this is holy, loving, and forever. Yet has the Son of God invented an unholy relationship between him and his Father. His real relationship is one of perfect union and unbroken continuity. The one he made is partial, self-centered, broken into fragments, and full of fear. The one created by his Father is wholly self-encompassing, Christ self-encompassing, and Christ self-extending. The one he made is wholly self-destructive and self-limiting. So that is amazing when we go through just to come back, a creation of a loving God, a loving source, or I could make myself the way I wish to be, and that wish is an ego wish. It's actually a death wish. And so that is the one that we are forgiving. And so in chapter 31, Jesus talks about the self-concept, the ego self-concept versus the Christ self that God created. It's in section 5. The learning of the world is built upon a concept of the self adjusted to the world's reality. It fits well. For this, an image is that suits a world of shadows and illusions. Here it walks at home where it sees is what it sees is one with it. The building of a concept of the self is what the learning of the world is for. This is its purpose, that you come without a self and make one as you go along. And by the time you reach maturity, you have perfected it to meet the world on equal terms, at one with its demands. A concept of the self is made by you. It bears no likeness to you yourself at all. It is an idol made to take the place of your reality as Son of God. The concept of the self the world would teach is not the thing that it appears to be, for it is made to serve two purposes, but one of which the mind can recognize. The first presents the face of innocence, the aspect acted on. It is this face that smiles and charms and even seems to love. It searches for companions, and it looks at times with pity on the suffering and sometimes offers solace. It believes that it is good within an evil world. This aspect can grow angry, for the world is wicked and unable to provide the love and shelter innocence deserves. And so this face is often wet with tears at the injustices the world accords to those who would be generous and good. This aspect never makes the first attack, but every day 100 little things make small assaults upon its innocence, provoking it to irritation and at last to open insult and abuse. The face of innocence, this concept of the self so proudly wears, can tolerate attack in self-defense. For is it not well-known fact that the world deals harshly with defenseless innocence? No one who makes a picture of himself omits this face, for he has need of it. The other side he does not want to see. Yet it is here the learning of the world has set its sights, for it is here the world's reality is set to see the idol asked. Beneath the face of innocence, there is a lesson that is a concept of the self was made to teach. It is a lesson in terrible displacement and a fear so devastating that the face that smiles above it must forever look away, lest it perceive the treachery it hides. The lesson teaches this: I am the thing you made of me, and as you look on me, you stand condemned because of what I am. On this conception of the self, the world smiles with approval, for it guarantees the pathways of the world are safely kept, and those who walk on them will not escape. So it's just reminding us that I am one self united with my Creator. Salvation comes from my one self, my Christ self, and then the unconscious mind, the shadow, the hidden from the mind self concept. It's the deep belief in unworthiness, the belief in separation from God. And then the face of innocence is just the mask on the surface of consciousness that seems to be reflecting sometimes insult, abuse, mistreatment. All of these things are just the top tier of the two-tier self-concept. The two purposes, the one that the mind can perceive, which is the personality self, the person, the mask, the individual, and then the unconscious darkness, which the mind cannot see. It's not aware of it. It has to come up into awareness and be exposed to be released, so that only the light shines unobstructedly. It shines without any kind of impediment or obstacle. One vision clearly seen that does not fit the picture as it was perceived before will change the world for eyes that learn to see, because the concept of the self has changed. So there's chapter 31, section 6. There's the vision of Christ that changes everything, that is a return to true sight, true vision, not of the body's eyes, not of the five senses, but the spiritual vision, the light of truth. And then we come to workbook 92. Such is the meeting place we try today to find and rest in. For the peace of God is where your Christ self, his Son, is waiting now to meet itself again and be as one. Leave then the dark a little while today, and we will practice seeing in the light, closing the body's eyes and asking truth to show us how to find the meeting place of small self and Christ self, where light and strength are one. Try to experience the unity of your one self. Workbook 93. Workbook 95, I am one self, one Christ self united with my Creator. And we go to Workbook 95, I am one self united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation and limitless in power and in peace. I am one self. You are one Christ self, united and secure in light and joy and peace. You are God's Son, one Christ self with one Creator and one goal, to bring awareness of this oneness to all minds, that true creation may extend the allness and the unity of God. You are one Christ self, complete and healed and whole, with power to lift the veil of darkness from the world and let the light in you come through to teach the world the truth about yourself. You are one Christ self in perfect harmony with all that there is and all that there will be. You are one Christ self, the Holy Son of God, united with your brothers in that Christ self, united with your Father in his will. Feel this one Christ self in you and let it shine away all your illusions and your doubts. You are one self, Christ self, and it is given you to feel this Christ self within you and to cast all your illusions out of the one mind that is this Christ self, the holy truth in you. Your own acknowledgement, you are one Christ self, united with your Father, is a call to all the world to be at one with you. So there we go. That's a strong reminder. Remember today, I am one Christ self, united with my Creator. And then on the half hour, salvation comes from my one Christ self. So also I thought I would dip into Svava's Divine Essence album today. So let's go to a song of gratitude called Thank You, aimed at God, our Creator.
Thank you for You are the love of my life, the love of my life. You are the love of my life. We are one with it all. We did answer the call. Hand in hand, we climbed the wall to come back home. Thank you for your smile to me. Thank you for your love for me. I thank you for holding me with your love, your smile, with your laughter. You are the love of my life, the love of my life. You are the love of my life. You are the love of my life, the love of my life. You are the love of my life. Thank you.
Sweet. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And remember our lessons to review today. On the hour, I am one Christ self united with my Creator. On the half hour, salvation comes from my one Christ self. Okay, love you. Have a gorgeous day.